Imagine this. While millions of American seniors are scraping by on tiny Social Security checks and watching their Medicare costs skyrocket, reports are swirling that the current administration is seriously considering handing out up to $100,000 to every single person in Greenland, just to convince them to break away from Denmark and join the United States. Yes, you heard that right. Potentially nearly $6 billion in direct cash payments to about 57,000 Greenlanders, according to sources cited by major outlets like Reuters, The Hill, and others. If you're a retiree or someone on disability benefits struggling with everyday expenses, this news might make your blood boil. And honestly, it should. Today, we're diving deep into why this feels so unfair, what seniors are actually dealing with right now, and some practical steps the government could take instead to support the people who built this country over decades of hard work.
Let's start with the reality facing seniors in 2026. The Social Security Cost of Living Adjustment, or COLA, for this year came in at just 2.8%. That sounds okay on paper, but for the average retiree, it translates to roughly $56 extra per month, barely enough to cover a couple of grocery trips, let alone the real increases hitting your wallet. At the same time, Medicare Part B premiums jumped by about 10% or more in recent updates, wiping out a huge chunk of that small raise. Many older Americans report feeling like they got no increase at all after the dust settles. Groceries, utilities, housing, transportation, and medical care, all these essentials have climbed steadily, leaving far too many seniors making heartbreaking choices between buying prescriptions, paying the heating bill, or putting food on the table.
This isn't just opinion. Organizations like the Senior Citizens League have pointed out for years that Social Security increases haven't kept pace with the true inflation seniors face. Back in January 2024, the average retiree was bringing home around $1,860 monthly, which was already about 58% more than in 2010, when it hovered near $1,000. Yet over those same years, purchasing power has eroded dramatically, by roughly 20% according to their estimates. To catch up and restore what's been lost, the average benefit would need to rise to something closer to $2,230 per month. That means the typical senior is effectively owed around $370 more each month just to break even with real inflation trends since 2010. When you add up the gaps year after year, it's money that hardworking Americans paid into the system and deserve back.
Now picture this contrast. While our own citizens who contributed for 30, 40, or even 50 years are fighting to make ends meet, discussions in Washington include floating massive lump sum payments ranging from $10,000 all the way up to $100,000 per person to residents of a foreign territory. Greenland isn't even part of the U.S. yet, and leaders in Denmark and Greenland itself have repeatedly said the island isn't for sale. But the idea is gaining traction for strategic reasons like national security and Arctic resources. It's hard not to feel frustrated when you see billions potentially heading overseas while domestic priorities like supporting our elderly seem to take a back seat.
So what could be done differently? Instead of directing funds abroad, why not prioritize Americans who've earned their benefits? One immediate step would be to address that $370 monthly shortfall the Senior Citizens League highlights, restoring lost purchasing power through a targeted adjustment. Beyond that, there's the Social Security Expansion Act, which has been introduced in recent Congress sessions and includes powerful provisions worth supporting. It proposes an across-the-board increase of $200 per month for current and future beneficiaries. That's $2,400 extra every year, which could help offset ongoing inflation pressures. For those on the lowest benefits, often under $1,300 monthly and living in poverty, the bill would permanently boost the special minimum benefit, indexing it to 125% of the federal poverty level. That could mean an average increase of around $560 annually for low-income recipients, lifting many out of poverty for good. These changes wouldn't just patch holes, they'd provide real, lasting relief.
Another critical fix involves overhauling how the COLA is calculated. Right now, it uses the Consumer Price Index for Urban Wage Earners and Clerical Workers, CPIW, which tracks spending patterns of typical working-age people, not seniors. Older adults spend far more on healthcare, medications, and housing, so their real costs rise faster. Switching to the Consumer Price Index for the elderly, CPIE, would better reflect those realities and help prevent seniors from falling further behind in the future. Bills to adopt CPIE have been proposed multiple times, and it's time to push them forward. Don't forget other promises floating around, like potential $2,000 stimulus checks tied to tariffs for those earning under $100,000 annually. If the focus is truly on helping people, let's see action on that for American families first. Seniors aren't asking for extravagant handouts, they just want fairness, recognition of their contributions, and policies that let them live with dignity. If this topic resonates with you, drop a comment below. What do you think about prioritizing Greenland payments over support for American seniors? Share your city and state, too. Let's see how widespread this concern is. And if you want to stay updated on all the latest breaking news about Social Security, Medicare changes, and ways to maximize your benefits, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss a video. We're posting regularly, usually weekdays around 5 p.m. and weekends too, with tips you can actually use. One more thing before we wrap up. If you're feeling overwhelmed by rising Medicare costs, doctor networks changing unexpectedly, or just confused about plan options, consider reaching out to trusted advisors who can compare every available plan based on your doctors, prescriptions, and budget. Many seniors save around $1,100 a year or more with the right guidance, money that really adds up when every dollar counts. It's free, no-pressure help, and it could make a huge difference in 2026 and beyond. Thanks so much for watching. Your support means everything. Like this video if it opened your eyes, subscribe for more, and I'll see you in the next one soon. Take care, stay strong, and remember, you've earned every bit of security this country can provide. Have a great day.